Welcome to the Learn Tarot with Moxxie podcast, where you can learn to read the tarot for yourself and for others. Here we look at the tarot from all angles, and I share the very best ways to use it to work through past trauma and create the life that you love. So join me. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Learn Tarot with Moxxie podcast. It's Michelle here with you today, and today is a long episode day, so we're not going to do any announcements. I don't think there's anything new or, exceptional on the horizon, so we're just going to go ahead and dive into the Taroscope for the month. Before we do so, though, I just wanted to remind you that this is a very tiny reading for an enormous population. So please take what resonates, leave the rest. And more than anything, I do these readings partly because it's fun for me, but partly too because in doing these types of readings and keeping them short, trying to be precise, my hope is that you'll enjoy your own reading, but you also will learn something about each card. You will add to the knowledge that you already have and continue to build your knowledge, because that's really what this podcast is about, is teaching you how to use the tarot in a way that works for you. This month, we are beginning with Taurus. And we are once again going to be looking at a card that gives us a feel for the general vibe surrounding us for the month. And the second one is a card to represent what is in our orbit right now that would be particularly easy for us to manifest, right? So let's not look at trying to manifest something that's not, where we're going to be beating our head against the wall. Let's look at what's available for us this month and make our lives a little bit easier and focus on that. So, the two cards I chose for this month are the Five of Pentacles and the King of Cups. The Five of Pentacles represents the general vibe for the month, and the King of Cups represents the manifestation portion of the reading. The Five of Pentacles is a card that suggests we're feeling needy. Usually it suggests either a physical safety, physical comfort, not having a warm, safe bed to sleep in, or actually, it could be related to this sense of not having what we need in a way that's not quite as material based. A feeling, and I think we probably have all gone through this in our lives at one point or another, but this feeling where we just feel sort of empty, we feel a little bit untethered, we feel disconnected from what we value. And so in general, there's this sense of lack or this sense of sadness. And this is the energy that you may run into a little bit this month. Does not mean that it's going to be a horrible month, but it does mean that this may come up for you at some point in the month, and it's something that you might want to take a look at. It may be, an overall trend for the month. But what I want you to remember is with this card, with the Five of Pentacles, we need to remember that although we're feeling a particular way, although we might be worried about something, while we might be worried about paying our bills, while we might be feeling like we are not as secure as we want to be, this card reminds us, and we need to remember this, that there is help available. We have to put the effort forth. We have to do our part to get the help that we need. So while this month might have some challenging energy around it, around you feeling potentially a sense of loss in some area, a sense of insecurity in some area, a sense of maybe feeling a little bit alone, a little bit isolated, even though that may be something that will come up for you this month, just keep in mind that when you're feeling this way, it's helpful to step back, to take a look at and ask yourself, okay, this is how I'm feeling. Can I identify where this feeling is coming from? And, once we can identify where a feeling is coming from, what is the origin of that? Is it a fear of not being able to pay our bills and, really taking a financial dive? You have the resources that you need. Maybe it's a fear of losing what you currently have, right? But what we need to remember, like I said, is there is help available. Now, in terms of the manifestation for the month, the King of Cups is kind of an interesting card because it's almost I'm looking at it as a bit of a suggestion to remember that when you're feeling frustrated in this Five of Pentacle energy, that you have help available to you if you are willing to ask for it. The King of Cups is one of the most uplifting and emotionally supporting cards that we have. This card is sort of this card of unconditional acceptance, right? It is a card of stability. It's a card of someone looking out for you. So while we have this icky feeling, Five of Pentacle energy that could be coming up for you this month, just remember that the King of Cups energy is available for you to manifest. So that means support, right? You're able to manifest the support that you need. It could be manifesting it within yourself, taking on the King of Cups demeanor, the King of Cups energy and the vibe to help yourself. It could be looking to someone else in your life and saying, who is it in my life that has this type of King of Cups energy that can support me? Is it a friend? Is it a clergy member? Is it a counselor? Who is it? Who can support me? So looking at this combination of the cards, what we're boiling everything down to is that things might be feeling a little bit icky this month. Things might be feeling a little bit lacking, a little bit dried up and desiccated, like just not good, right? Which I'm very sorry to say that, because this is the month of May, first of all. And in May, I always think of new things and renewal and possibility. I don't necessarily think of the Five of Pentacles. But just because that's the energy for the month does not mean that as a fellow Taurus, I'm going to sit down and just wallow in that energy, right? My goal this month is going to be to keep an eye on things, and before I get to that point, hopefully, where, if I start to feel that Five of Pentacle energy, to be proactive and know that help is available to me and start looking at where I can get that help. Is it something as simple as, girl, you need more sleep? You can't get everything done that you want to get done when you are not getting enough sleep. And if you can get enough sleep, that's going to help you clear your mind and you're going to be able to come up with some solutions. Or does it mean reaching out to someone else for some help and not being too proud or too fearful to do that? Okay, just because I really don't like giving news types of readings, I pulled a third card related to the month. And this one is much better. This is the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is a card of potential new, warm, fuzzy things. It could be a new relationship. It could be some sort of intuition cracking open moment. The aces are the aces offer us a short window of opportunity related to whatever suit the card is representing. So because it's the Ace of Cups, what we have here is a window of opportunity here for some new type of something, either in the intuitive realm, in the emotional realm, in the creative realm. So while we do have this Five of Pentacle energy, keep in mind that the Ace of Cups energy is here as well. So maybe that means taking a little bit of the fear that you're experiencing because of this Five of Pentacles energy and doing something creative to work through that fear. The Ace of Cups doesn't necessarily make this whole little 3-card reading all rainbows and butterflies, but it does open up some possibility. Maybe there is, possibility here to learn something about yourself in this process. Maybe this is one of these life lessons that you're having to learn, and the Ace of Cups is giving you the mental or the emotional or the fortitude, basically, that you need to deal with this stuff, right? So I'm glad I looked. This is not a bust month by any stretch of the imagination. And we can't have every reading we do be rainbows and butterflies, because that would not be realistic. That would not be real life, right? And if it was all rainbows and butterflies, it would be kind of boring. Life has to have some drama, I guess, to keep it interesting. Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your May 2023 reading. This month, for the general vibe card, we have the Ten of Wands. And for the manifestation card, we have the Page of Cups. The Ten of Wands typically illustrates a situation where we are feeling overwhelmed, where we're feeling either mentally, spiritually, physically burdened in some way. And in terms of a general vibe, this could be one of those months where you have so much going on that it's really going to benefit you to ask for some help. The Ten of Wands card sometimes has a tiny bit of a martyr vibe to it. Kind of a, no, I got this, I can do it. If that is you, stop it. Take the help that is offered to you. And if you are in a situation where help is not being offered to you, you need to stop for a moment. You need to put that bundle of sticks down that you've been carrying, and you need to stand up, stretch your back, and you need to look around and figure out where there is some assistance available. The deck that I'm reading today, I really like, especially in relationship with the Page of Cups as the manifestation card. Because the deck that I'm reading today has a woman for the Ten of Wands, bent over, and what is holding her down, what she is carrying on her back, is beautiful flowers. But she's carrying so many of them that she's still hunched over like an old Grammy. And she's burdened, right? She's struggling. She can't even really, if she stood straight up, everything would fall right off of her. But what I like about this card is that it suggests this woman is doing something pleasurable, right? She's not carrying sticks like in the Rider-Waite deck. She's not carrying something unpleasant. She's carrying these beautiful flowers. So you might want to take a look this month at where you are committing yourself. Are you over committing yourself? Are you in a situation where maybe it's spring and you have been just chomping at the bit for the weather to get nice, and so now you have started 3 garden projects, but you're also the brownie mom, you're also the team leader of a project at work, and you have all of these great things going on in your life, but it's just too much. It's time to think about which of these flowers you want to lie down for a while. You can you can put one down, deal with what you need to deal with, pick it up, put a different one down, right? So while it could be that whatever it is that is making you feel a little bit overwhelmed or burdened is making you feel that way, it could be all good stuff. So you still need to manage the feeling of overwhelm, especially if you want to enjoy this, right? I mean, who does not love those rare moments in life when we are busy doing things we absolutely love? But there has to be a balance there. Now, the Page of Cups I like with this card because the Page of Cups is a young woman who is sometimes a little bit on the immature side. She's very airy-fairy, dreamy, creative, imaginative, intuitive. She's got a lot of Pisces energy, let's just put it that way. So we talk about the court cards, and when we talk about how to read them, I often suggest that you look at the character traits of that card and consider whether you are being asked to incorporate those or include those or add more of that personality. Why can't I think of the word I'm looking for? Embody. Good Lord. Do you need to be embodying, right, more of this type of energy? And so what this is saying in this position of manifestation is what is available to you to manifest this month is this really cool, charismatic, intuitive, creative juice that you have available to you that's floating around in the universe somewhere that you can channel in some wonderful, positive, creative way. So the combination of these cards, it's like the Page of Cups is telling you that this is available to you, and the Ten of Wands is warning you, suggesting that you don't want to overburden yourself. So this is a actually really nice reading that's just suggesting maybe take measured steps into whatever new creative realm this Page of Cups energy is taking you into, so you don't end up in the position where you're feeling like you are overburdened. It could also be suggesting that if you are currently feeling overwhelmed and overburdened, even if it's doing something you like, even if it's a job that you love, even if it is taking care of kids who you love, who are driving you batshit crazy, it could be saying that, what you need to do, what you can do to manifest your way out of this, out of this energy of feeling overwhelmed, is to do something creative, to put yourself in a position of a little bit more childlike, curious energy, of this energy where, I don't know, let's just see what happens type of thing. So we're looking at two possible suggestions. Either you are already feeling overburdened, even if it's something you love, and it would help you greatly to manifest some of this Page of Cups energy, to cultivate some of this Page of Cups energy within yourself to help you work through this feeling of being overburdened. And it could also be interpreted as the vibe of this month has the potential for overburdenation for good reasons, potentially, but that is the possibility. So, since that is the possibility, embody this Page of Cups energy now. This energy that is a little bit more fluid, this energy that is a little bit more intuitive, this energy that will help you, number one, hopefully have some perspective, especially if what you're feeling overburdened by is, something massively real life. So yeah, hopefully it will help you have some perspective. It may even help you come up with some creative and some intuitive suggestions, things that you can do that will help you make it through the energy of the month. So yeah, I'm really hoping for you that it is just like this really cool, okay, I'm overburdened because I have too many fabulous things going on, and I'm going to use my Page of Cups energy to chill out a little bit, to be a little bit more flexible, and to manifest a little bit more of the creativity that I know that I have, that sometimes can get in the way and keep me in that Ten of Wands, have to get stuff done. Hello, Cancer. Hoping everything is going well for you today. We're doing a May 2023 reading, and we're pulling two cards. Our card to represent what the general vibe is around you this month, and another card to illustrate what is available to you to manifest this month. The first card we picked, me and the mouse in my pocket, is the Four of Cups. And you might be feeling a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Discontent, dissatisfied this month. The Four of Cups is about sort of just having this feeling that something is not right and not really knowing what to do about it yet. Not really being open to help at this point. Just sort of kind of like feeling pissy about things. Sort of that, hair flip, walk off with a, whatever you call this noise. So that is potentially there for you this month, right? Which is not really very much fun, and I'm sorry about that. But when we're feeling this way, this card is also a suggestion that we take some time, that we maybe do a little bit of introspection, that we just basically give ourselves a break from whatever it is that has us feeling, this discontent, this frustration, this sort of feeling like you're not where you thought you would be, or you're not where you wanted to be feeling. This card is an invitation to take a look at what's going on with you in relationship. So in a way, it's kind of like your mom, when you're a kid, telling you that if you can't be pleasant, just go in your room until you can be pleasant. And this is a sign that perhaps you need to go in your room until you can be pleasant. Or that at some point this month, you may have this energy around you where it's like, oh boy, okay, well, I probably should go take a walk, or I should go do something that gets my body moving in a way that helps me work through things, right? So just be aware that this energy is here. It is potentially something that you will bump into this month. The card of manifestation is the Three of Pentacles, which is a really nice card. And the Three of Pentacles typically indicates that there is there is currently this recognition of someone professionally or vocationally. It's a card of being a master craftsman. And a lot of times this Three of Pentacles is related to individuals who are doing something with their hands. Typically, the recognition that comes with the Three of Pentacles is recognition that you've probably earned a little while ago, and it's potentially you're finally getting the recognition that you need, that you can manifest this recognition that you need. So basically, what it's suggesting is that somewhere in this, it could be the work realm if you are someone who is a maker or someone who works with their hands, or it could be in some other artisan realm potentially, or just somewhere that you are considered the master, right? You are considered someone who knows their stuff. In this realm this month, there is the possibility for you to manifest this recognition. So while the Four of Cups card is, just a card of just feeling, like I said, kind of pissy and grumpy. This Three of Pentacles card is actually a really nice one. So, you might look at it like, well, maybe I need to take some time this month to really clarify what it is that is holding me back from being this amazing artisan that I want to be, right? From manifesting this life that I want to manifest in this realm. So it's kind of an interesting combination. And don't get me wrong, the Three of Pentacles is not only about craftsmen and makers and that type of thing, but a lot of times those are the types this card will come up for. So in a way, it's almost like the Four of Cups is inviting you to figure out what your purpose is, to figure out where you're going, what you're doing. Things are not necessarily going the way that you want them to right now, and taking some time to be in that introspective space ideally is going to help you figure out where that discontent is, figure out where you can put your energy, where you can put your creative energy, where you can focus on making whatever changes you need to make in order for you to create what it is you're trying to create. In a way, it's almost a suggestion that, if you can kind of get your stuff figured out, there is this recognition that is manifestable for you this month. So, we can really tie those two cards nicely into one another. So, if you are feeling a little bit meh this month, take some time. We are so busy all the time that we don't even have time to really just sit for 10 minutes sometimes and not do anything. Or if we have the time, it freaks us out to sit for 10 minutes and not do anything. That is so important. So take the invitation of this card this month. Take some time for yourself. Take some time to really look at where you are, where you want to be, and then use some of this manifestation energy to get yourself there. Hello, Leo. Happy May. This is your May 2023 reading. And we are reading two cards. We are reading the general vibe for the month and the card that illustrates what is available to us to manifest this month. What's particularly ripe for the picking. The card that came up for you in relationship to the general vibe of the month is the High Priestess. And the High Priestess as a vibe is a card of being in a space of maybe a little bit more intuitive, being in a space of being a little more creative, a little more mysterious. She has this oracle vibe, the Egyptian oracle, the seer, the calm, peaceful, deeply centered, connected to the powers that be type of person. And so that's the energy that is available to you this month, which tells me that this is a great month for you to connect to your own intuition, to work on embodying more of your own High Priestess energy. And that's big energy, right? It is very big energy. But I don't want you to let it intimidate you. I don't want you to say, oh, I I don't think I could, pull off High Priestess energy. That's crap. You can pull off High Priestess energy, right? Her energy is very much about listening. It's very much about sitting, paying attention, feeling what comes through, and it's strong energy, right? This is not Six of Cups energy, tra-la-la kind of thing. This is heavy duty, strong woman energy. Even if you are a dude, you can still embody this energy, right? We've talked about that. So that's what's available to you this month. Take some time to, like I said, to do some meditation, to do something creative, to use the opportunity to tap into what is being offered to you this month. And the Two of Cups in relationship to the card of manifestation is a nice one as well. The Two of Cups is very often about some type of new relationship. Often, but not always, a new romance. It could be a new bromance. It could be, just a new super, super great friend, somebody you meet that you just click with. And so that is what is available to you this month. You guys are usually fairly social, and use that charismatic Leo-ness that you have and take advantage of this energy of the Two of Cups. It does not have to be romantic. It could be maybe that you meet a new person that you think, I've been looking for a new business partner. That person. When we meet somebody we just really hit it off with, it's not like a romantic thing, but it's a spiritual connection on some level that when we meet the right person, we can just feel it and things click. And that is the type of energy that's available to you in terms of manifesting this month. So, if you're looking for a new business partner, if you're looking for a new life partner, if you're looking for somebody to walk your dog, who you trust implicitly, this is the time to be doing that. So this is kind of a short one, but that's good because that means it was easy and happy and good. And yeah, what a lovely way to spend the month, meditating, building up your intuition, building up your self-confidence, and manifesting this partner in whatever realm of life you are trying to manifest. Hello, Virgo. Happy May. You have a pretty cool reading, guys. Two-carder today. I'm not going to go through it again because if you've listened to the other ones, you already know. The first card, we're going to start with the energy that's available to you this month. The card in this position is the Page of Wands. And the deck I'm using is the Tarot of Mystical Moments by, who is this? Katrine Welts-Stein. The illustrations in this deck are super cool. And the Page of Wands has this hardcore Dora the Explorer energy. The cards are absolutely beautiful. I think they're mostly collage, but essentially it's a young woman standing in a red cloak, and she's holding a magnifying glass, a giant magnifying glass up in front of her eye. And she's very serious and she's very intent. And she is just raring to go, yes, what's going on? I am ready to interact. I'm ready to explore. I'm ready to step out into the world with my young new Wands energy and see what happens. So the energy this month is really an energy of possibility, an energy of what if, an energy of curiosity, and also a little bit of intensity. So just be aware of that if you have a tendency to be a very intense person anyway. That's just part of the mix potentially this month. So what I feel when I am interpreting this card right now is this feeling of positive forward momentum, but not necessarily a clear view on where that momentum is taking one. So this like creative energy, this positive movement energy, this energy of possibility. So yeah, that's a good thing to have this month, right? And the Two of Cups as the card that's available for you to manifest this month. The Two of Cups is the same card we had in the reading for Leo just a moment ago. And it's the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups is all about new relationships of some type. New business relationship, new personal relationship, new best dog you ever had relationship. This vibe of, just a lot of vibe of possibility this month. I mean, really intense vibe of possibility. Almost a feeling of a challenge to step out of your comfort zone just a little bit, to use that Page of Wands curiosity and take a couple steps forward toward that new relationship, whether it's a new work relationship, whether it's a new friendship, or whatever it is. It's just this like open, creative potential energy. Yeah, just like super zippy and cool and exciting is how it feels to me. So yeah, enjoy that. Don't turn it into work, right? Because you are a Virgo. Try to keep your Virgo need for everything to be just so out of this. If you can do that, it's going to be much more fun and it's going to be much more creative for you. Have fun. Hello, you Libras, you. Happy May. This is your reading for May of 2023. We are looking at two cards. The first card is the general vibe for the month, and the second card is what is available for you to manifest this month. What is particularly easy for you to come by in the manifestation game this month. The first card we have, the card representing the general vibe of the month, is the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is a card of support, either you supporting someone or someone supporting you, someone who is helping someone else. And usually, this card is a reminder. And it's a very, very simple reminder. It is, it's kind of going back to kindergarten kind of reminder. And that is, if you see someone who needs help, you need to reach out and help them. And if you are the one who needs help, it will benefit you to be humble enough to accept that support. So this could look like anything from last month, your friend really, really, really helped you out. You were having a rough day, you were frustrated, you were angry, you were just beside yourself. And this friend of yours was there to support you. But this month, you're the one who's feeling strong, and you return the favor. Now, I don't want to confuse this with karma. I don't want to confuse this with tit for tat, where you help me, I help you. What I want to drive home is that essentially this card is a card that says, life is so much easier for everyone if we just freaking help one another. That's all it is, right? So it could be a situation for you where you are in need of some support this month. Maybe there's something going on with you that is just shitty and you need that support. You know what? Take it. It's available to you somewhere. Take it. Don't be too proud. Don't be too, what's the word I'm looking for? Don't try to be too strong. Don't be too proud. Don't cut off your nose to spite your face kind of thing, because a lot of us have a hard time accepting help, accepting support. So it could be that you are the one who needs some support this month. And it could be someone else. It could be someone you don't even know. It could be some dude on the street. It could be any type of situation. So just essentially what this card is suggesting to you is open yourself up, notice where there is support if you need it, take advantage of that support if you need it. And when I say take advantage, I don't mean like take advantage of it in a negative way. I mean, take someone up on their offer to support you or to help you or to aid you in some way. And if it just so happens that you're the one who's got their shit together this month, then extend that to someone else. Okay, so that's all that this card is saying. It's just somewhere in your orbit this month is this vibe, right, of helping. Because this card is a pentacle card, we need to keep that in mind as well, that this could mean some type of financial support. But pentacles are not only about financial things. Pentacles are also about the material world. So maybe it's something as simple as you have a leaky roof and you have a neighbor who's going to come over out of the kindness of their heart and help you fix that leaky roof. It could be that somebody, a neighbor of yours, a friend of yours, whatever, breaks their leg. And you go over with soup and pillows and ibuprofen and all of the things that that person needs to feel supported both emotionally and physically. So that is something that we do need to keep in mind with this card, that more often than not, the assistance that we're referring to is going to be somewhere in the material world, as opposed to maybe emotional support. But I am of the belief that this card should be in every suit of the deck, right? You know, it's like, okay, well, we have the Six of Pentacles if you need some support in this area. And then we should have, you know, the Six of Cups should mean support emotionally. And the Six of Wands should mean support. And in some ways they do, but not quite as overtly as with this card. The second card that is here for you this month is the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is coming up in the position of manifestation. When we have an ace, what that typically signifies is some positive momentum in the direction of the suit on the card. So in other words, this is the Ace of Wands, so there is some positive potential momentum in the Wands area for you, in the realm of life action, in the realm of moving something forward, moving a project forward, moving something forward. And, excuse me, this is usually temporary energy, so this isn't a free pass, where the rest of your life is going to be simple to manifest, but it's a window of opportunity. And it feels like about a month or so for me with the aces, and it's just an opportunity for you to really, it's like taking the manifestation position that we're in here with the card and putting a turbo booster on it. So you've got the manifestation card in the manifestation position. So now what you need to do is decide what it is you want to manifest, because it's ripe for the picking right now. And like I said, this isn't something that you have to do immediately, but it's something that you're going to want to start thinking about, because the window of opportunity, like I said, is limited. But in general, I love this reading. It's just like so warm and fuzzy, right? You've got help your neighbor, help yourself, and go out and just rock it. The world is at your fingertips is kind of the vibe that's here for you this month, Libra. So, yeah, how sweet. I am super happy for you. Enjoy it, revel in it, put it to good use, and take care. Hey, Scorpio. You have a very nice little reading this month. We chose two cards. The first is the card that just expresses the general vibe of the month for you. And the second card is the one that is related to what is particularly easy for you to manifest this month. And we have the Two of Wands and the Two of Swords, which is kind of interesting. But in short, I mean, this is very easy to sum up. The world is at your fingertips. It is time to plan whatever it is you want to do, create, be. And the Two of Swords is in the manifestation position, is suggesting that you're going to have some sort of breakthrough in a decision-making process. So let's look at these cards a little bit more objectively from the perspective of what they mean, and then hopefully more of this will make sense. So the Two of Wands is a card of, the general vibe is sort of having the world at your fingertips, holding the world in your hands and having the ability to do with it what you please. It's a time when there's a lot of thinking, there's a lot of processing, there's a lot of considering, and this is the step really that is just before manifesting, right? So from the perspective of the general vibe for you for this month, you're sitting pretty. I mean, it's like you're sitting there with a big old tote bag, and inside this tote bag is everything that you need to create whatever it is you're trying to create right now. Whether it doesn't matter. I mean, whatever it is that you want to create, right? And then when we move over to the position of manifestation of this card that represents what is particularly easy for you to manifest this month, we have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is a card that usually comes up when someone is having a difficult time making a decision or a choice. And it is on the Rider-Waite deck. The image is of a woman with a blindfold on, and she's sitting on a hard, stone bench. And she's holding two swords that look to me like there's no way her tiny little wrists could realistically support, because they're really long and they look really heavy. And this card is suggesting that, she's got this blindfold on. She does not know what to do. She's got two heavy swords. Both of them seem like viable choices, and she's struggling a little bit to know which way to go. Behind the woman is water. And this card basically suggests to us that this woman is strong. She knows what she needs to do, but she needs to allow her intuition, whereas there's that water, right? Allow that intuition to help her see what she needs to see in order to make a decision. So if you are in a position where we land with this is you in a position of being able to create whatever it is you want to create as soon as you are able to get clear on what that is. And because we have this decision-making card in the position of what you're able to manifest this month, it's telling us that this is the month you're finally going to be able to figure out what it is that you're trying to achieve, what it is that you've been trying to accomplish, whatever it is that you're working toward, whatever it is that's related to this Two of Wands where you have the whole world in your hands. Now you've got both of the pieces. Now you know exactly what you want to do, and you know that there is some energy this month to actually help you manifest that. So this was a pretty simple one, not long and complicated or complex in any way, just a really nice, empowering, dive into it, take it on, and get it done kind of month. Congratulations. Hello, Sagittarius. Hoping your day is going well. We're going to do a 2-card reading this month. The first card, the card that is in the position of the general vibe for the month, is one of my favorite cards in this deck. This is, it's the Ace of Cups, first of all. Don't want to leave you hanging. And it is a card of sort of a window of possibility in the realm of feelings, emotions, intuition, the woo-woo things. And this particular card is just beautiful. It is a woman kneeling. It's sort of surrealistic, but it's a woman kneeling on a lake, essentially. And she's holding this cup, this beautiful china cup, and it's enormous. And from this cup, there are hundreds of these luminescent yellow butterflies flying out. So it just has this vibe of like gushing love and potential and light and just good stuff, right? So that is your card for the month. That is the general vibe for you for the month of May. And the card that we chose for what is particularly easy for you to manifest this month is the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is a serious, serious go-getter. He is just as vibrant and active as, well, not quite just as vibrant and active as the Knight of Swords, but, you know, they're in that same demographic. over, what do we want to call them? Hormonal young men. Let's just leave it at that. And, you know, they're both just really excited about life. But the Knight of Wands doesn't necessarily always look before he leaps. He's a little more or a lot more impulsive. Sometimes is the type who will get himself into something without thinking about the consequences beforehand. Whereas the Knight of Swords, which is the card that you have, has that similar strong, youthful, vibrant, a little masculine energy, but with a solid thought process behind it, with a thoughtful process behind it. So this would indicate that, honestly, you have a better chance of manifesting what you want, I think, than with the Knight of Wands. But it also indicates that this is something that you have to use both your intellect and action in this step. So what does all of that mean? That's sort of a hodgepodge. So in this position, in the position of manifestation, the Knight of Swords indicates that this is a great time for you to embody some of this Knight of Swords energy. This is a great time for you to act on what it is you have been trying to put together for a while. Maybe this is just a final push where you'll deliver that manifestation baby, right? That thing that's sort of been in the back of your head for so long and you've been trying to figure it out, and you know something's brewing back there, but it just hasn't articulated itself yet. It could be something as simple as that. But what this is indicating is that there is some forward movement in something fairly exciting, and that forward movement needs to be considered. It needs to be thought out, but all systems are a go in terms of moving it forward in practicality. If we look at these two cards in tandem, what I see is this is a great month for manifesting something in the realm of emotion, in the realm of creativity, in the realm of ideas. Since the general vibe of this month is this warm, fuzzy, ooey gooey, creative, intuitive, emotional type of vibe, and what is available to you to manifest is this Knight of Swords energy, this is a good time to take advantage of the fact that we have a good balance of energies here. What I keep getting out of this combination of cards is the creation of something that's helpful for others. It's got a vibe of, let's say, someone who is putting together an LGBTQ community center for local teenagers. And this is why. Because you have this Ace of Cups energy. You have this warm, fuzzy, emotional, open, loving window of time here with this Ace of Cups, which represents, of course, the thought and the emotion behind wanting to start this teen center. And the Knight of Swords is here because he's got his act together. He is able to think through things. He's able to process things. He's able to plan and organize, but he's also able to get things done. So the combination of these two cards just has this vibe of like community organizer to me. And it doesn't have to be community organizer necessarily, but someone who is in a space of wanting to do something bigger than themselves. And that's what keeps coming through for me with these two combinations of cards, or with this combination of cards. Just like this is a really cool window of time. You've got like 30 days that you can use to move something that's important to you forward in a significant way. Okay? So go take advantage of that energy and let me know what you come up with. Happy May, Capricorn. All right, I'm not going to repeat the cards that we're pulling this month because if you've listened to the others, you already know. So your two cards are the Eight of Cups and Judgment. The Eight of Cups is coming up in the position of what is the general vibe around you this month. And the Judgment card is coming up in relationship to what is available for you to manifest this month. So looking at these two cards together, in a nutshell, what I am seeing is that this is a fantastic month for you to do some personal spiritual work. And the work that you do is likely to pay off. The work that you do is likely to stick. The Eight of Cups is a card that suggests it's time for us to take some time away. It is often a card that comes up for someone who really needs a change. They're in a position maybe where they can see that their life is not going the direction they want it to go. It doesn't feel right. But they're not the type who is going to just, up and hop in their car and take off. They're responsible. And so they get themselves organized and then they set out on their spiritual journey. And that's the general vibe for you this month. So I'm wondering if maybe you are feeling a little bit antsy, if you're feeling a little bit disconnected. Maybe you are feeling a little bit untrue to yourself. And if so, this card is a suggestion or some permission for you to take some time to reconnect. And, it doesn't have to be going off on a 6-month Tibetan trek. It can be working a couple extra hours on Thursday so you can take Friday off and have a long weekend where you rent your Airbnb in the middle of nowhere and just be for 2 days, right? So it doesn't have to be anything huge. It's just a suggestion that that's kind of what's going on around you, and it might be beneficial for you if you can figure out a way to take advantage of what's there. And then in relationship to the card that suggests what is easy for you to manifest, we have this Judgment card. And the Judgment card is all about, this spiritual epiphany. It's about letting go of our past. It's about healing. It's about the epiphany. It's about rising from the dead to become the purest, best version of yourself type of thing. And that's the energy that's available to you this month. So not so bad, right? And in combination with this Eight of Cups, this has the potential to be a very powerful emotional or spiritual month for you. And if that is something that you're interested in, it's almost like this is giving you some permission and just a little nudge in that direction and saying, yeah, it's time. It's time for you to go inside for a little while. It's time for you to tune everybody else out for a little while. And you're going to get something good out of it in the process. So yeah, take a couple days, do your thing, chill out, reconnect to your higher self. And sometimes that can be as easy as literally turning your flippin' phone off for a day or two. Turning off social media, tuning out all of the external stuff and spending a couple days reading and taking a bath and being outside and doing something other than being plugged into media. All right. That's my mom's speech. And I need to take more of my own advice, but it is good advice. So have a fantastic May. I hope that it is everything that you want it to be. And and you go into June feeling like a rock star who's got everything figured out. Have a good one. Hello, Aquarius. All right, let's jump into your reading. Your two cards for the month are the Eight of Swords and the Page of Swords. So this could be a little bit of a challenging month. The vibe is the Eight of Swords, which is a card of feeling trapped. It's a card of feeling stuck, unsure what to do, and afraid to do anything, essentially. So you might be feeling a little bit stuck in some way, keeping in mind that because this is a swords card, right? We're feeling stuck mentally. That doesn't mean that we really truly are stuck. It just means that's how we are feeling. In the Rider-Waite deck, the images of a woman standing with her arms bound, she's blindfolded, and she is standing outside in some very windy, desolate place, surrounded by 8 super, super sharp swords. So it's almost like she's in this mental prison, right? And that is sometimes the vibe that comes with the Eight of Swords. So that, unfortunately, is the vibe that is potentially around you this month. The good news is the Page of Swords is the card of manifestation for you this month. And the Page of Swords is a warrior. She's sharp as attack, but she is also a warrior. And she is the type, if you can embody some of that Page of Swords energy, which is here for you to manifest this month, by the way, you will have a really, really good chance of sort of beating back whatever this is, right? This is a strongly intellectual young woman. She's always raring to go. She's always got an idea. She always thinks her idea is the best. So she's not perfect. But you could use that energy this month, that a little bit bonkers, untethered, hormonal adolescent energy to help yourself out of this potential mental funk that's kind of looming a little bit this month. The other thing that pages often represent are messages. So there is a possibility that this page card is coming up to indicate that maybe this is a great time for you to manifest news of something, manifest something that you have been working on manifesting, and maybe really putting your attention on it at this point with the Page of Swords energy will help it, pop into existence type of thing. In a way, the vibe is almost, it's almost the vibe of a pep talk. The deck I'm using, the Page of Swords is facing the Eight of Swords, the way I have the cards situated. And he's standing there, and in this particular deck, he's a dude, but usually they're women. In my mind, they're women. Anyway, and it looks like, he's standing there and he's just looking so confident and so prepared. And he's holding a dandelion that's gone to seed, and all of the dandelion floofs are flying away. Like there's this infinite possibility if you just pay attention and engage with this guy. So in a nutshell, there is some potential trickiness for you this month. There is potentially this feeling of you feeling stuck or trapped or constricted. It doesn't necessarily have to be strapped or stuck by an external situation. When we are feeling all of the feels sometimes, how you get that feeling of constriction in your chest that a lot of us have just, we notice when it's gone as opposed to when it's there because it's more unusual for it to be gone. That's there too, right? So don't assume that this has to be, I'm feeling trapped in my marriage type of thing. Could be that, could be a million other things, but it could also be, just this feeling of shut down, feeling of being disempowered a little bit. And that's why this Page of Swords card is such a nice complement to offset that feeling of constriction and that feeling of maybe fear and defeat and taking on some of this, pardon my French, fuck it energy that comes with adolescence. And it's actually, it's a wonderfully beautiful supporting card for what's going on here. And best of luck to you. And keep in mind, take some time this month to sit down and feel the feels if you're struggling with this. If you are feeling stuck somehow, you need to figure out where you are feeling stuck before you can do anything about it, right? And so give yourself some time to feel into it. Feel it emotionally, feel it mentally, and feel it physically in your body too, because that might help. And then grab your buddy, the Page of Swords, and off you go to conquer the world and make it better. Hello, Pisces. This month, your cards are the Ace of Swords and the Empress. The Ace of Swords is in the position of the general vibe, and the Empress is in the position of what is available for you to easily manifest this month. So these cards we can look at in conjunction with one another, or we can look at them separately. If we look at them separately to start, we have the Ace of Swords in the position of the general vibe of the month. And the Ace of Swords is a card of, it's like a window of opportunity for something to happen in the realm of the aces. Something new, a new idea, a new thought. This particular deck, I think, is actually a really cool way of describing it. It's someone sitting holding a key, and on their head is a nautilus shell, and in the center of the nautilus shell is the keyhole. So it's, representational of basically, now that you have this energy, this Ace of Swords energy, you have the key that you need to unlock the thoughts, the ideas, the dreams, the whatever it is that have been in your head, that have been locked up, that you have not had access to thus far. So that's the general vibe of this month. This vibe of new intellectual possibility, new thought-based something. The card in the position of manifestation, as I said, is the Empress. And the Empress is all about fertility, about abundance, about growth. If there was an Earth Mother in the card, it would be the Empress. We always, not always, oftentimes we'll see decks where the Empress is pregnant because she is emblematic of fertility, of new life developing. And so what you have available to you this month is this Empress energy of abundance, of growth, of fertility. And we can read those cards separately, right? We can read those cards as, oh, wow, this is fantastic. You have this general vibe around you this month is a very cerebral one. And, you can potentially unlock the key to what's going on in your head. What have you been trying to figure out? All of those things. And then we could look at the Empress the way I just described, completely separately, interesting, valid, valuable. But when we look at the two cards together, right, this is what we're starting to do. We're starting to combine the cards to create a deeper meaning. What I see when we combine these cards is we have this month this available mental boost, right? Mental, psychological, thought-based, probably not so much psychological. I'm going to take that back. More problem solving, more critical thinking, all of those types of things, that's available to you. And what is available to you to manifest is this Empress energy. So, what can't you do this month? If you have this positive, intellectual, problem-solving window of opportunity with this Ace of Swords energy, and we're combining it with what is easy for you to manifest this month, which is the Empress, which is all about fertility, all about abundance, all about too much, too many blueberries, too much wheat, too much goodness. Just think about the combination of these two things, right? So you've got the brain power and you have Mama Earth or the Empress, however you want to look at it, and all of that creative, fertile energy behind you. So now the trick is to decide, what are you going to do with this superpower that you have for the month? Maybe you're going to use it to do some personal growth and exploration. You're going to use it to unlock something that's been going on with you emotionally or psychologically for a while, and then manifest some healing for that, right? Or maybe you're going to use it at work. Maybe you have been trying to figure out the answer to a problem. And this month, you know that the answer to that problem, that energy is available to you because you have now this Ace of Swords energy to draw on, and you have this creativity and you have this abundance that it's almost like that idea can't help but come through, and it can't help but be juicy and abundant. So enjoy that this month, Pisces. Do something good with it, save the world, or a puppy, or just help somebody cross the street, whatever. But yeah, what a cool set of cards. So enjoy this month, and yeah, let me know if this resonates or you have any interesting stories. Hello, Aries. How are you today? Hope everything is going well. The two cards I pulled for you today are the Page of Cups and the Ace of Wands. The Page of Cups is in the position of the general vibe for the month, and the Ace of Wands is the card that represents what is easy for you to manifest this month. So this is another pair of nice, lovely little cards. The Page of Cups, depending on your personality, the vibe of the Page of Cups could be could be a little bit confronting to you if you are a very swords-ish type of person. If you are, a very linear Virgo-ish type of, you just like things just so type of person. The Page of Cups is the opposite of that. The Page of Cups has, the adolescent energy. It is creative. It is emotional. It doesn't necessarily deal really, really well with the real world, but boy, can it dream. Boy, can this energy create. Can it intuit? Can it imagine? So for somebody like me, I would revel in this type of energy for the month. But for someone like Dr. Spock, he would be very uncomfortable in this energy all month. So it really just depends on what type of person you are. Meaning that it could feel a little scattered to you. It could feel a little bit off center. It could feel a little out of control, and not in a negative way like life is going crazy, but just in an out of control way, like if you were trying to, I don't know, herd cats, that kind of out of control where it's like, this is kind of fun, it's kind of silly, but oh my gosh, kind of thing. So that is your general vibe for the month. And the card that represents what is particularly easy for you to manifest this month is the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands, as I said in one of the earlier readings, is all about possibility, right? Aces offer us a window, a time frame during which we have this energy of new possibility. And in this case, we have this energy of new possibility that's related to the wands, which means anything goes. It's just about action. It's about forward momentum. So if you're someone who is trying to maybe shed a little bit of rigidity, this is a perfect opportunity this month to embrace your Page of Cups energy and to use the Ace of Wands ability to manifest more of it, to manifest opportunities for you to live inside of this new type of energy that you're creating. If you're someone, like I said, who is uncomfortable with this, then what I suggest you do is sit with it for a little while and just realize, feel how it makes you feel. Feel why it potentially makes you a little bit uncomfortable. Use it as an opportunity to be curious. Use it as an opportunity to, just explore what's going on with you and potentially why this type of loosey-goosey creative energy makes you a little bit uncomfortable. And then take your Ace of Wands energy and again, do something with what you just discovered. Maybe use the Ace of Wands energy to put yourself in more situations like this because you want to learn and grow, or use the Ace of Wands energy to cultivate a part of your personality, related to the Page of Cups energy. Now, these don't absolutely have to be paired up. We can look at it just simply as, yep, there's going to be a little Page of Cups energy around you this month, and things could feel disorganized, and things could feel a little bit wobbly. And, you have the Ace of Wands energy, and you can use this card to manifest what it is you would like in the realm of Wands. So we can look at them completely separately like that. But tarot readings are always better when we can tell a story. Okay, and that is the story that I'm telling with these cards. Trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to mention here. Remember that with the Ace of Wands, we do have a window of opportunity, but it is not an extremely long one. You've got like a month, so this is perfect. That's generally the time frame that I look at with the wands. So take this in the way that you will. I know some of you may say, nah. And others of you may say, yeah, maybe it would benefit me to get a little bit more in touch with my creative side. So just throwing it out there. It's an opportunity. It's an invitation. And I think that is it for you this month, my dear Aries. That is it for your Taroscope this month. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that it gave you something to think about and maybe even a little bit of homework to do. Thanks so much for listening. Next week, I am taking, I'm so excited, a solo road trip out to Utah. And I'm going to be doing some camping and just being. So I am not sure what's going on with the podcast. I am hoping to get one out to you while I'm on the road. But if I don't, I will talk to you the week after that. And share some of my stories with you because I am so excited. I have not been out west in a few years, and it's really one of my absolute favorite places to go to just sit on a rock. And I'm really looking forward to it. So you all have a fantastic week. Check me out on social media. I probably will post pictures and videos and all of that type of thing of my adventure. And you guys have a good week as well. And be kind, take care, and I'll talk to you soon. If you enjoyed this episode of the Learn Tarot with Moxxie podcast, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. It helps other people find us when you guys are vocal about who we are, what we are, where we are, and what we offer. Remember too, if you want to submit a question for a tarot reading, you can sign up on the Moxxie website and there will be a link in the show notes for you below. Those questions are questions that I will consider for using as example readings during podcast episodes. Of course, everything is 100% confidential. There will be no hints or tips about who you are, but it would be a way for you to get a question answered by me and share a learning experience with everyone else. So if you are interested in doing that, in that free reading, please head on over to the Moxxie website where you can sign up. And again, there will be a link in the show notes below. Remember too that the website has a ton of resources and freebies that are available to you that will help you on your tarot learning journey. And lastly, if you want to stay up on the nitty-gritty of what's going on at Moxxie, I invite you to be a free member of the Moxxie community. You just need to pop over there, sign up. I know that we don't always catch every single episode, and signing up will mean that when there is a new course announced, you will hear that. When there is a new blog post that I am particularly pleased with, I will send that as well. You have my word that I am not an over-emailer, because I really do not like over-emailing, and I don't like reading through tons and tons of emails that just seem to be sent for the sake of being sent. So I promise I will not do that to you. So those are some ways to stay connected with Moxxie and ways that I invite you to join the community. All right, you take care, have a wonderful week. Be kind, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.